Okay, so I don't know about you, but I love the idea of traveling for work, getting paid to go somewhere or getting a free stay in exchange for making content, which is what's happening here. Shout out to the Beaver Lodge in Nordegg, Alberta, because they are completely providing this for free for us because we're gonna do some content for them. So I wanna kind of show you what that looks like. I wanna bring you with the behind the scenes, pull back the curtain, show you what kind of content I'm gonna make, my thought process around it, and just kind of my thoughts around getting paid to travel and how to make that into a career in general. So if that's something that interests you, then definitely sit back, grab a Kinetic, and enjoy the video. Oh, and by the way, you do not need a big fancy camera like this to do what I'm doing, by the way. In fact, a lot of people, they just have cell phones, and that's totally fine. A big part of it is about the marketing, it's about the storytelling, it's about bringing out the emotion. And again, we'll get into all this, but I just want to preface, I will be using this. You do not need a cinema camera to do what I'm doing. I just want to preface that. Okay, now let's go. All right, the first piece of advice I have is to do lifestyle content. You don't want to just show the empty, clean room being perfect because then it looks like you're selling a house. It's more of a real estate video, more of a real estate photo rather than an actual Airbnb experience. And that's what we're selling. We're selling the experience. So I always make sure that I have a subject. I bring friends, I bring models, I bring whoever I need to make sure I have subjects. Then I figure out in each room, how do I actually get those subjects to experience the property? So we're here in the kitchen, which is a beautiful kitchen, by the way, with amazing views, and it's got that cozy, comfy cabin vibe. It just makes you want to make eggs benny. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. We got bacon, we got hollandaise sauce, we got eggs, we have all the ingredients we need to make a beautiful, amazing, delicious eggs benedict. And that's going to really suck in the viewer. It's going to make them feel like, oh, I want to have eggs benedict in a luxury cabin in the woods. Because who wouldn't? I mean, like if I saw that on social media, I would totally be like, oh, damn it. Now I have FOMO. Now I want to go have eggs benedict in a beautiful cabin. So that's what we're going to do. It's not just going to be, hey, here's the kitchen. It's going to be, here's what you can do in this kitchen. So let's get into it. I'm gonna shoot again on the Ronin and we're gonna get some crazy shots. I'm gonna be doing some vertical, some horizontal. The horizontal ones are really just for you guys because again, this is gonna be for like Instagram. This is marketing. This is for the Airbnb to use to increase their bookings. So we're gonna be shooting a lot of vertical content, but for you guys, because this is YouTube, I'm gonna shoot everything twice and give you guys the horizontal version so you can kind of see what I'm doing. All right, so the first thing is I'm gonna actually do some set dressing. So I kind of made it look pretty here. This is gonna be the shot. We're gonna have cutting up some mushroom, but we kind of built out the scene a little bit. So it's not just plain, film what's happening. It's not videography, it's more cinematography. So we built up the scene, we have the mushrooms, and now we're gonna kind of just shoot the shot. Action. Let's do a version for them. So we're going to go horizontal and we're going to try and capture the same thing. And action. Okay, another thing you want to make sure is that if there is appliances like this really nice coffee maker, you want to show it off. So we're going to make some coffee for breakfast because I mean coffee is kind of essential anyway, but this is definitely, if there's amenities like a nice coffee maker, show it off. 2, 1. Action. All right, so that's gonna finish off the kitchen scene. So we're gonna kind of do that in multiple rooms where we show the lifestyle in the actual room. You show off the nice architecture, you show off the nice appliances like we were using the coffee maker, but then we also add the lifestyle of like, we just made this delicious looking breakfast and now it makes you feel like, oh, I wish I was at the cabin having breakfast because it looks so good and the room looks so good. And so we're just doing the final scene here. This is the master shot of the breakfast.
Are you okay that Max is in the shot?
Yep, Max is fine. Max is the shot. That's really what I'm trying to capture here. I'm just trying to show Max hard at work.
Should I zoom in on him?
Yeah, just slowly zoom in on him as I'm ready and action. All right, so now we're showing off the sauna. So we're gonna be going in here. Okay, you ready?
Am I going all the way in?
Yeah, you're gonna go all the way in. Go ahead. And then shut the door. Okay. Now I'm gonna go in as well. So finally get a heat up. Whew. Okay, so now we have the model in this sauna. So this specific Airbnb has a sauna, but wherever you go, there might be a pool, there might be a sauna. Whatever amenities there are, you definitely want to show them off, but you want to show them being used. The same in the kitchen where we actually had us making breakfast. Now we're going to show Jackie enjoying the sauna. Look, it's an actual real heat sauna. So we're definitely going to show that off. The cameras are going to get kind of hot. I'm already getting hot. It's actually pretty hot in here. Even though it's like dead winter, so it's like, I don't know how it gets so hot. But you know what? That's sauna. So we're going to record, and we're going to basically show off the amenities. So, okay, so now I'm going to get some drone shots. Drone shots, always essential to show off any property. I have the Mini 2. If I was to recommend one, I would say either get the Mini 3 or the Mini 4. But we're going to get going here. I think the idea is that we're gonna try and go out the door through the trees, and then we're gonna try and fly into the property and then like open the door and then have Jackie walk out as the drone's coming in. Now it's kind of loud, but we're gonna head over. So be free, little drone. We got the drone already up and positioned. We're gonna fly the drone in as Jackie's walking outside. They say don't drink and drive, which is true, but drinking and flying, I mean, that's perfectly safe. So let's do this. Let's see if we can do it without crashing the drone. Here, do you wanna come get a close-up of what I'm seeing here? We're gonna see if we can do it without crashing to these trees, because we have to go in between two trees. So let's do it. Okay, first take, and 3, 2, 1, action. And go ahead, Jackie. Oh, okay.
Is that already cracked?
It definitely cracked right there. All right, so we've shot the content and we're basically wrapping up. We're just making breakfast here. And I know I've already talked about the lifestyle and making content that brings emotion and brings feeling. But now I want to talk about how to actually land the clients in the first place. How do you get here in the first place? And honestly, the answer is to just start. And whether that's reaching out to Airbnbs and sending DMs and sending emails, offering the content in exchange for a free stay, or if you're not even able to get to that point yet, then just paying for an Airbnb, making a bunch of content, and then posting it on your socials so that other Airbnbs see it, or the next time you reach out to an Airbnb, you at least have portfolio work to show. But the more portfolio work you have, obviously the easier it is to convince an Airbnb or whoever to try and do some kind of trade. And then eventually, if you have enough portfolio work and you hone in the skills enough and you make content that is actually going to convert to more people booking and staying there, well, then eventually you'll be able to actually get paid to go stay places. And then eventually you might be able to get in contact with travel boards and then get paid to go to different countries. And it's kind of like an evolution, but it definitely has to start with you just starting, with you just going and making the content, posting it, and whether that's you paying for the Airbnb or you making a trade, and whether it's messaging on Instagram, again, emails, going to Airbnb. But the one thing I will say, if you're a videographer, photographer like me, you're really selling the social media content. So if someone like an Airbnb does not have a social media presence, if they have no Instagram, they're just on Airbnb, they're most likely not the right client, because again, you're making social media content. So if they don't have a social media presence, that content is kind of useless unless you have an audience that you can pitch that content to. Because if I have an audience of 50,000 followers and I make content and I post it to my followers, well then even if the Airbnb doesn't have social media presence, this is still good marketing. But if you don't have a big following, then you can still kind of get in and make these deals. It's just it needs to be more revolved around the content creation for the brand to use on their socials. So definitely look for places that already have a social media presence. It will make your life a lot easier. And you just got to start. You just got to get out there and you just got to make the content. Whatever way that you got to start, you got to find a way, because if you don't have any portfolio, it's not going to work.